Right. Sorry, I'm eating, and as you can tell, I'm back. I was a little peckish. Yeah, so Mum came round with a couple of few pie bits today. I thought I'd have a couple now with my coffee. You still there, Dave? I've got some news for you. Because I know you will be interested. News that I've mentioned about 800 times during the stream today, but 801 ain't going to make a difference. We'll get moving soon. I'm just taking my, union regulated break. Take it he's not there. I think it's just you now, Causey. Yeah, I asked if Dave was there, and then sort of after my viewer number dropped, people are obviously not interested in waiting around for me. Oh, I'm in no hurry. I've got nowhere to be. Well, at least not for another 55 hours and 7 minutes. Sorry, I'm just really hungry. I need to eat. Well, I don't need to, I choose to, but I choose to need to. We'll go with that. Actually, I was hoping to eat these while the kettle boiled, but the kettle was a lot quicker than I was expecting. Warm the engine up. Look, Nemo knows which way we need to go. He's pointing it out. Oh, yeah, I hear Dave. Oh, I assume it's Neo. I don't know. Well, I don't know, because I don't know who the other one is. Well, maybe it isn't Nemo, because I found him. And if that was the whole point, then the movie would be called Found Nemo, not Finding Nemo. Oh, is it? Okay. I was never big into the Pokemons. I'm almost finished my pod clip. I've got one more bite. Anyway, Dave, I've got some news for you, which I think you'd be interested in. You probably disappeared again. You're just flying past the computer on your way to sort your kids out, most likely. It's to do with farming simulator. Well, well, the first news is, which you might have seen in Duck's Discord actually, about the patch not coming out, or the bug fix not coming out in the next patch. So there is a mod, because he posted the mod with that information. Whether or not it's multiplayer compatible, I don't know. Which I've got to find out. So I might be back to farming sim next week, I think, possibly. But that's on. Well, that's up to Giants, because I yesterday emailed them asking for a refund. Which we all know I'm not going to get.
Stay right, and then turn right.
Yeah, which is not the it's not the mod I'm using. That was the mod, same mod I used in 19. If you remember the streams from FS19 with the contracting business I was building. Now that was the mod I used there. Right. And the one we're using now is pretty much similar, because it came out before beta contracts. In fact, it came out about a week before beta contracts. But the only different, well, a couple of differences, not. But the main things are all the same. Adding the extra fields, and which is one of the main things, and being able to have more than 2 missions or 3 missions at a time. But the fact that my one automatically refreshes instead of having to use the X button with the beta contracts one. Which is not that much of a problem. I don't mind changing to better contracts because it's the same thing. It's just nice not having to go in and press X, because I tend to forget about it. And at least with the other one, with the competition, the guys don't have to wait around for me to press X, but they might be able to anyway, since they've got admin privileges. Whether or not I can afford to carry on with the server, since it's been sitting there and not been used, wasting my money. I did get a month's worth out of it, but they're 3 weeks. I think I paid for 3 months, I don't know. Anyway, but on the off chance that possibly Giants does actually refund me, because I gave them a whole big email explaining why I want a refund, how useless they are, how I don't like the game anymore, how I sort of paid for a game that had a feature, and that was the reason I bought the game, and you no longer have that feature, and I've missed out on playing that game. I've also lost money out, explaining the situation with the server. So I asked them to give me the money back. They should, as in they should do that, or as in they do that? You just had to ask. I would assume that they wouldn't have, because there was no guarantee that it would have come back. Plus, I didn't actually know when at the time I didn't know when the update was coming out, and then eventually got told that it'd be 1.7, and I thought the 1.7 would be coming out soonish. And it's coming out next month. Oh, crash cam. Oh, we've got another 2 hours before we need to sleep anyway. But anyway, yeah, on the off chance, I haven't asked them to refund me. I've asked them to ask Steam to give me a refund, because I know if I ask Steam they won't, because I've got so many hours played on it. And Giants won't. Like I said earlier, I don't expect a single reply to that email, not even a, oh, I'm sorry that, you know, you've been a huge supporter of our game since 13 and you've da-da-da-da-da, and we're sorry that we've caused you to have this view. You won't get any of that, I guarantee it. Oh, or maybe I'll look into that. But then again, if I go back next week, it ain't going to matter. Yeah, because the way I look at it, it doesn't matter how many hours I played it, as far as I'm concerned. I played it because it had a feature. And as I said earlier, it's like buying a fridge and freezer, because you want to be able to use the fridge and you want a freezer. And then the people coming in later on, about a month or 2 months later, and going, right, we're taking the freezer away from you. You would have gone, well, then in that case, if I just wanted a fridge, I would have just bought a fridge without the freezer. Oh, that's brilliant, Mike. Yeah, so like I said, I don't expect to hear anything back from them, but on the, you know, stranger things that happen basis, I'll wait, and then next week I'll just see if a couple of guys are around, and maybe we'll try out the contracts on the server, the mod, and see if it works. And then we can get back into it, which I don't mind. I was enjoying doing that, you know, and I was really upset. But what prompted me yesterday to email Giants, and I mean, I already decided I'm not buying the next one. I've had enough of them. I can't trust them anymore as a developer. And if you go by any other developers that made it big, they're only going to get worse. And I ain't going to spend my money to find out whether that's going to happen or not. Not a risk I want to take. But it's because, as I said in the email, I explained the reason why the contracts, you know, I've been playing it since FS13. I got sick of a certain way of playing it after a certain amount of time, as we all do, right? We all get sick of playing a game a certain way. And with Farming Sim, there's many different ways you can play it, and you know, one of the big ones is because the contracts is the main reason I play it now. No other reason, no other gameplay style, starting from scratch and building up. But it's a huge part of a lot of people's gameplay on Farming Sim, and they just blasé about fixing it. And now that it's not coming out with the next patch, that's what really got me. That's what prompted me to email them, in the hope that they will. I hope they will give me money, because then I can just turn my back on Farming Sim and walk away and never come back. Really? A monthly subscription to use heated... Really?
Stay right.
That makes no sense.
Stay
How does that make sense? We put them into your car, they're there, you turn the switch, they work, provided you keep paying us. That is ridiculous. No, fair point, Causey. There'll be a lot of people that buy BMWs because of the name of it, and they can just afford the repayments of the BMW that now won't buy a BMW because they can't afford the yearly subscription on top of the repayments for buying the car. Hey, AM. How are you, mate? How you doing, buddy? Yeah. Probably have to pay a subscription to have the air to be go past the air filter. Oh, don't do that. The brake did the thing again. Yeah, how'd that go, mate? Everything okay? As in, do you need to go back for more, or is it under control?
Stay left.
I'll stay left. You need somewhere to park up for the night.
Stay right, then exit right.
Oh, okay.
Exit right.
I'm sure you'll be alright, mate. You better be. Because then I can be less nicer with my comment replying to the next time you go. Remind me about the Maroons winning the series yet again.
Stay left.
Yeah, come on, there's got to be a place to stay for the night. Oh, hey, look, there's a place we can stay for the night. Oh, hang on. Hang on, let's check Google out here. What's Google got to say about this? Well, we need to sleep. We'll go there. Dash it all. Looks like there's a truck dealer there too. Might as well get into cab view. Oh, hello. Can't see a thing.
Finding new route.
Yeah, that was lucky. I was reading your comment, Mike, when we got to the intersection and Next thing I look up, I'm right there. Instead of stopping or looking to see if a car's coming, I just drove through.
Stay left, then turn left. Turn left.
Oh, aquaplane big time there. Seriously? Holy moly, wasn't expecting that.
Go straight.
You imagine the cost of those trucks though. And really, is it going to improve anything? How many miles down the road do you have to pull over and charge up if you can find a place to charge up?
Stay right, and then turn right. Turn right.
As you said, you know, where you charge a truck, I mean, my main concern is not about where you charge your truck, it's how often. How longer is it going to make the journey compared to doing it with a truck with diesel? Won't work here. I mean, we've got electric cars here, but yeah, you can't find a plug for love or money in this country. And that's a country that you don't travel far compared to the rest of the world to get from one place to another. Oh, I can beat you. Can I beat you? No, because I can't see where the entrance is.
Turn right.
Oh, you're going to let me in anyway. Aren't you a fantastic soul?
Reroute. When possible, make a U-turn. Finding new route.
There we go. Looks quiet around here. I'm sure I can take up all the spots without any issues. Right, let's catch up with this. It might work in the US, but not here in Australia. Well, I don't know. This game's anything to go by, and the struggle you find just a petrol station just off the side of the road like you do here or in Europe, where they're everywhere right on the main roads, in between towns and stuff on the highways, or the interstates, freeway, whatever it is in America. I assume there's not many. Chevy said that in the next 5 years all vehicles made will be electric vehicles. Yeah, see, I don't know about that, no. It's like the light-saving light bulbs, energy-saving light bulbs. I mean, never mind the fact that most countries go around letting off nuclear weapons and burying depleted uranium under the sea and that, and the planet's warming up, and we're supposed to, you know, use a special light bulb to help with that issue. That's what we're supposed to do, apparently. But the thing is, if you look at how much pollution's actually put into making those batteries and those cars and everything else, and the cost, worst off. Especially if they catch fire too, because the fires last for days. You only have to ask Richard Hammond about that. That's the thing people don't ask, is it? It's like, oh, we've got energy saving stuff. Oh, good, excellent. But no one ever asks what goes into making them. And yeah,
Get ready to turn right.
they probably produce. In fact, I might have seen something about it on a TV show or something, that everything that is all the components, everything that needs to be made for the batteries and everything else actually creates more pollution in comparison to, you know, using petrol or diesel or stuff like that.
Get ready to turn left. Turn left.
Oh, how much further have we got to go? 960 miles. Might work out well. Time-wise, but like I said, we don't have to worry about finishing the delivery, do we, for the stream, as we normally do, because we're back tomorrow with ATS carrying on. And if anyone's confused about that, why I haven't done ETS today in ATS is because last time we did ETS, chat was really nice to suggest actually a rather good delivery, but it turned out it took me 6 hours, 7 hours to do that delivery. So, because at the end of the stream, I was nowhere near finished. So I streamed it the next day instead of ATS and finished it off. So we did 2 ETS streams one week. So we're going to do 2 ATS streams this week to catch up. And then we'll be back to the one ATS stream next week. Provided I don't stuff up again and we pick a delivery which I actually miscalculated how long it would take me. But there was a ferry ride as well, which I assume would have cut a lot of time off, but it didn't. Oh, the brakes. Also, yeah, in case you didn't know, my brake pedal's sticking. So even when I put the brake down and take my foot off it, the brake's still on for some reason. That's another thing on my to-do list. Open up the pedals and have a look, see what the problem is. Probably find out I need to buy a new wheel, which I can't, so. Oh, okay. Yep. Maybe I should have a good look. Oh, come on. You're a bunch of rude buggers around. I'm never moving here. I'll tell you that right now. Never. That would never happen in New Zealand. I'll tell you that right now. Oh. Never used to happen in New Zealand. Since I don't have a car and haven't had a car for a long time because I don't need one now, I moved to here.
Turn left.
But then again, down here, drivers here are a little less courteous than they are up in the big city. At least in the big city, you sort of indicate. In fact, the thing about driving in the big city in Auckland is you sort of know what people were going to do, so it was, yeah, it was fine, traffic flowed. Here you have no clue. Yeah, it does. I've opened it up a few times because the accelerator pedal was sticking, if you remember that bike. But it turned out it wasn't the pedal itself, it was, because it stopped, it was a connection from the pedal to the wheel that wasn't in properly. But it is now, so it's definitely something to do with something inside there. They've got a family of spiders who've decided to, you know, build a city and whatnot in there.
Stay right.
Oh, it could be a trait of Windows 11 since it's happened since I've had Windows 11 along with a few other bits and pieces that I've had. Though, to be honest, everything seems to be okay. I suppose there's still some kinks to be ironed out. But for the most part, I still like it over Windows 10. No, I haven't got time. I'm going to make time. If they're going to be rude, I'll be rude back. Just pull out in front of them. Because I never normally do that, do I? I'm very courteous driving this around. Dodge Ute. Pick him up truck, as you guys call him. Actually, I've been watching this guy. He's quite funny. He's I think he's originally from Tennessee, and he's moved to Australia for a while. He's got working down there, and he's been doing videos on the cars in Australia comparing to the cars in America, and he's absolutely brilliant. He's like a kid in a toy store with a And he does this whole thing about a ute. For those that don't know what a ute is, it's basically a pickup truck. It's short for utility. But yeah. This whole thing is when does a ute become a pickup? It's a term that's used in Australia and New Zealand. But yeah, he's quite entertaining. Well, it's a real good character. He goes to a Ford day in Australia and compares the Fords in Australia compared to the Fords in the US and that.
Go straight.
Yeah, we're looking in that lane there. What do we call her? I forget. Wendy, that's right. Maybe we should rename her Joy, because she's always happy.
Stay left.
No, because she's always here, she never leaves. trying to catch to see if she smiles. No.